Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. Welcome to another Market Open stream. Today we have to talk about Bitcoin and what has happened since yesterday. Of course, no one has forgotten about what the SEC has done. So let's talk about that more, repercussions of it. And also let's talk about this Bitcoin pattern. The ones that the whales use to fool you. So don't be fooled. So let's talk about it. And there is the market bell. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So Bitcoin, let's start out with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a little bit under 27,000, but you could see we had that kind of like W pattern yesterday. Basically a big FU to Gary Gensler. Right now we're kind of holding. U.S. market is opening up I don't know, not really clear. Is it going to be in green or red? It's kind of very close to zero at this point. But I did see something interesting here. Janet Yellen says she would not be surprised to see more bank consolidation. That's a nice way. That's a nice way to say things. Bank consolidation. You know what that really means? Collapses. So there will only be a consolidation basically if a bank is struggling and collapses. So basically Janet Yellen is like, be prepared. There's more bank failures coming up. I don't think that's a good thing. That's not a good thing at all. And she goes on and says there will be more issues in the commercial real estate sector too. Well, that's no good. So I think people are missing this. I mean, here's the bottom line. Even we have another rate hike in about a week in the U.S. It's already predicted that we will not get another one. Okay, we will get a pause. But also, it's predicted that after this next meeting, we will get another rate hike. So we have not started pivoting downwards. It's not like the rate hikes. You know, the rate, I should say, the fund rate has gone down. We're still very elevated. So because of that, there are still a lot of pressures. Banks are still not getting the same kind of loans they were before. People are not taking out nearly as many loans like mortgages or cars or credit cards, whatever, at home equity loans, not like before. So banks are still under a lot of pressure right now, and they can't borrow money from the Fed like they used to be, with low interest rates. Now, not the case. So, yeah, I don't think this story is done. It seems like, oh, it's so long ago. You know, we've been talking about a U.S. debt ceiling for so long, and everyone forgot about bank weakness. The banking sector having weakness, I should say. But yeah, that's still going to be an ongoing problem. Again, that's just going to drive more people to Bitcoin. I mean, again, I said this a lot. This is why Bitcoin was created, because distrust in banks. It's really what it comes down to. All right, so I noticed that this morning. Want to comment a little bit about that. But of course, we are still... I guess we're all still digesting what has happened the last 2 days. The SEC and Gary Gensler coming down hard on Coinbase and Binance, and basically saying they're unregistered exchanges. They allow trading of securities and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? Basically, Gary is like, I gotta make moves right now. Right? Why? Probably because he's going to lose the Ripple case. So he probably feels compelled that he has to do something right now to save face or save him, save his job. I don't know. But it has certainly brought people together, everyone in the crypto industry, whether you're a Maxi or Cardano fan, you know, everyone's standing together against this one common enemy now. So, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, Coinbase stock has been hammered over the last few days, right? But Cathie Wood, the ultimate Bitcoin bull, saying, I don't care. I don't care either. She buys another $21.6 million worth of Coinbase shares. See, this is what you're supposed to do. If you are a believer, and Cathie Wood is certainly a Bitcoin and crypto believer, ARK Invest has predicted that Bitcoin in 2030 could be as high as $1.6 million. And at the worst end, it'll be 250,000. Okay, so 250,000. Median was like 600,000. The best case was like 1.6 million, right? So she's ultra bull. So that's what she's doing, buying when things are low, right? That's what you're supposed to do. Buy low, sell high, right? DCA. So that's exactly what she's doing with Coinbase right now, despite their woes with SEC. So that kind of shows you, like, there's certain people that just does not think this or these SEC lawsuits really mean a whole lot. So yeah, and the same thing too. And this is surprising because yesterday, Gary, because he was being laughed at, he's like, oh, I got to get more serious. So he's requesting for assets to be frozen on Binance.us. Although he's not suing Binance.us, he's suing Binance, but he's making this connection that Binance and Binance.us is too close together and CZ controls both entities. So he's trying to scare the bejesus out of people by requesting for assets to be frozen on Binance.us. Now, whether a judge is going to grant that, unknown at this point. I would say unlikely. But, you know, the funny thing is, you know, people are looking at, well, is this really scaring people? Are people like mass exiting Binance.us? And the answer is no. Basically, I mean, you have a little bit of exiting, right? If you want to be safe, of course, you want to get your money out. Okay, it's never too late to get your money out and put it in a self-custody wallet, right? Put in a mobile wallet or browser wallet or a hardware wallet. It's always a good time to do that. But you would figure with this threat, there would be billions and billions and billions flying out of Binance. Not the case. 100 million of Bitcoin withdrawn yesterday. Okay, good amount, but still not the billions that people are thinking about because, quite honestly, again, people are not really taking this all that serious. So, you know, Gary, you know, I don't know what Gary's trying to do. Like I said, I can only speculate what he's trying to do. Maybe he's trying to protect the Fed because they're interested in the Fed now. He's trying to protect banks. He was a banker for you know, a long time. You know, I don't know what he's trying to do, but whatever he's doing, like he threw down the gauntlet the last 2 days. Okay, and it hasn't really worked. Now, I remember that Bittrex, which is also a U.S. exchange, and he went after them, and they did shut down, right? They went bankrupt. They said they're closing doors, right? So going after smaller guys who does not have bank to fight the SEC with, well, they'll probably fold, right? But, you know, Binance is not folding. Coinbase certainly is not folding. So it'll be interesting to see if this is going to be a multi-year lawsuit or what, or SEC's going to drop, or maybe Gary Gensler gets replaced and it just all gets dropped. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where this goes. But anyways, here's another chart showing the realized losses from the last 2 days. Again, when two of the largest exchanges get attacked, you figure there should be a lot more volatility, right? There should be a bigger negative price impact, but that's not the case. So the realized loss was about 112 million over the last few days, right? So that's 96.5% smaller than the largest recorded capitulation event. So it didn't even register. That's how stable things are. Look at it very right. I mean, it didn't even register compared to, let's say, the FTX crash or the Luna crash or Celsius crash or even the 2021, whatever that caused Bitcoin to go down from 64,000 down to 28,000, right? Those were massive, massive capitulation points. People were very scared and got out. yesterday, look at it in comparison, right? Again, people are just not taking what Gary's dishing seriously. It's probably driving him nuts right now. Like, I mean, honestly. Again, it goes to show how strong Bitcoin is and how strong Bitcoin holders are. I mean, really, when you have, again, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but just think about it. Basically, the SEC did the worst they can do in the last 2 days, and Bitcoin is really unfazed at this point. Like, I mean, just think about that. And that brings me to this chart right here. This is a Wyckhoff pattern. And, you know, this mustache guy, who actually does a lot of good charts, he's been following this since December 2022. And, you know, Wyckhoff, this pattern was popularized around, I think it was popularized in around 2020, but it wasn't really applied to Bitcoin for a long time until it was. But the Wyckhoff pattern, in case you're not familiar, is a way for whales to fake out everyone, the general public, and then get in, okay? They get in low, and then they ride the thing back up. And if you look at it, if you look at this pattern and look at what Bitcoin has done, I mean, since 2021, I mean, it's like almost identical, right? Like, it followed the pattern almost identically. And it's just really interesting. And again, what's the whole point of this? The point is to drive it to a point where they can accumulate and then start riding it back up, right? Obviously, we had a long stint under 20,000, right? We had a long stint around 15, 18s, right? But now we're climbing back up. And if we are following this pattern, the next leg up will bring us into the 40s and 50s. So again, is that coming in July? Many people have predicted we will see a huge rise in July due to fractal patterns, due to signals, and this is one of them. Wyckhoff pattern means we are following it. Again, and if we do follow it, and we do see 40 or 50Ks in July, well, then it's no coincidence, right? Then it does show you that there are some whales out there or market makers that have been playing the retail people for a long time. And basically, this is a game of accumulation, right? Interesting. Very interesting. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Continue to DCA. Continue to hold on. And that'll lead you to financial freedom or life-changing wealth or life-changing wealth. And here's one that shows you the whales, what they do. You know, whales sell at top and then they buy at bottom, right? So this is a number of addresses with over 10,000 Bitcoin. 10,000 Bitcoin. You can see when Bitcoin peaked, guess what happened? They started selling. They started selling into the rally, right? But then once Bitcoin started coming down, guess what? They started buying. There was a huge number of accumulation. Look at that. Look at that pump of addresses right around when Bitcoin dropped to 15,000. That's actually when most of them loaded up. Again, you can't, it's clear, right? This is what the whales do. They accumulate when the market's down and then they sell when the market's up. It's really that simple. So don't be fooled out. Don't be faked out. Don't be fooled by what they're doing. All right, last few points. Let's see. USDC, because the SEC is targeting stable coins now, USDC, controlled by Circle, you know, they got to watch out for themselves. So now they have a license in Singapore, so they can operate in Singapore. But yeah, even stable coin makers are being attacked, right? Paxos was attacked. I'm surprised Circle has not been attacked yet, but maybe soon. So, I mean, again, Gary's just going after everyone in the U.S., but making himself look more and more like a clown in the process. El Salvador. They you have this one fund called Volcano Energy that launches with the 250 million investment, and they plan on developing a 241 megawatt power generation park. That's fantastic. And this is all due to El Salvador's embrace of Bitcoin and due to their idea of selling volcano bonds, right, to power Bitcoin mining. So, love to see more countries following their footsteps in the future. And then lastly, Ripple's lawyer, or one of the lawyers, John Deaton, is saying that the SEC has a 3% chance of winning, and predicts that XRP is going to pump to $10 after a victory. That is enormous amount because they're like 53 cents right now. So that's what? That's 7x? 7x? No, what am I talking about? That would be 20x from here. Because 10x would be at $5, so 20x would be $10. So basically, this guy is super, super, super bullish. And I think he's right about Ripple winning. That's for sure. And I think this is the reason why Gary decided to attack everyone, because he knows he's going to lose this. But whether or not XRP surges to $10 right away, I don't know. Maybe in peak of 2025 that's a possibility. But gonna do like a 5x immediately afterwards? Yeah, something like that could happen. 10x maybe. 20x? I don't know, a little far-fetched. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let's see. Scrolling down. Scrolling. I just bought 1 million Cardano. Congratulations. BTC on Binance just broke 28K. Did it? I don't think so. It's at under 27,000 right now. Why did ADA get hit harder than others? Because ADA was basically declared a security. That's why. So all the ones that were declared securities got hit hard, but it's not just ADA. BNB got hit pretty hard. Polygon got hit pretty hard. Solana got hit hard, but not as hard as the others. And there's several others that were named, like Cosmos also. Alex says, I think we're going to be in this for a while. It could be. Maybe nothing happens for the remainder of the year. But maybe something happens and we start moving really quickly. I mean, it always happens like that. It's like in crypto, if you've been long enough, you know that there'll be periods, months, maybe even years, where just like it's just so boring and just nothing happens. And you know, the funny thing is people take boring as negative, right? No, boring's not negative. Boring's just boring. But too many people, you know, they want that euphoria. They're chasing it. So when they don't get it and it's very boring, then they get depressed. So they see it as a negative thing, but it's not. It could be boring all the way until the end of the year, until it gets exciting again next year. But whenever the excitement comes, it comes really fast and it starts moving really quickly, right? So you just never want to miss that. Wife changing wealth, not after the divorce. Well, I guess that's true. Let's see. Ray says BTC on Binance at US is 28.4. Is that really? Well, they don't have any problems with withdrawals or anything, so I don't know. Geek man, I already answered that question many times. You asked that before, didn't you? The Ferrari is way funner than my Plaid. The Plaid is not very fun at all. I mean, any 6-speed car, even with 200 horsepower, is more fun to drive than a Plaid. Thoughts on Tangem hardware wallet? You know what? It sounds very familiar. This is just like Arculus. See, here's the thing, okay? It says cold wallet, right? But it's on your phone. Anything that's on your phone is technically not a cold wallet. It's a hot wallet, right? You could say, okay, put it in airplane mode or something. Yeah, but still, it's not a cold wallet. It's a hot wallet because you can still have Bluetooth access and stuff. So it just seems like it's another layer of protection. So Arculus is like this too. You have this NFC card, and you have to use it before you send crypto out, right? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I don't know how much this costs though. $43. Pack of 2 cards. I guess that's about right. Man, do I have Hourglass token? Wait, yes I do. Of course, I'm bullish on the show and I'm bullish on Hourglass, so yes I do. Papa Bear Studio. I wonder if new money came in from Hong Kong at dip. Timing's interesting. There was definitely a bunch in the know prior to this news. You know what? That's actually a good point or question. Yeah, I don't know. Because the day came, right? June 1st came and we didn't see any price action or bullish price action. Maybe this was a way for them to get in. I don't know. Aaron, I was not driving it yesterday, so you did not see me. Will banks stop their on-off ramps? I don't know, Jack. Maybe some. Maybe some will. So, Coinbase and Binance.us, they may see some fiat on-ramp, off-ramp issues. We'll see. Thoughts on Subaru's WRX STIs going up in price since they stopped making STIs? I don't know. STIs are all like, they were good back in the day, but Subaru unfortunately didn't make really any changes to them, so they're like all the same. I don't think the price will go up. I don't hear anyone saying, "Oh, I want to get a STI." Unfortunately, that's not the case. Subaru really kind of screwed up with the WRXs and the STIs. I think Subaru overall, the cars are really, really boring, and they have a million SUVs that are all very similar, and no one could tell the difference between them. Andre, it was an atomic wallet hack, right? It was phishing scam through Twitter, which I did cover. Andre, the real story was falling for Twitter accounts that fooled people into thinking that it was the real legit atomic wallet but it wasn't because the wallet was hacked. It was because your girl probably fell for a phishing attack on Twitter. I covered that story. And I'm sorry she lost so much money. Would you think Cardano can go lower? Of course it could go lower. It's interesting that the SEC is not, I mean, if I had to guess, if SEC wanted to apply more pressure, they would actually sue these projects next. So they can sue Cardano, or Cardano, excuse me, and Solano. You know, Gary could go after them. They're so big. So maybe that's the next move. And Polygon. Algo is at its lowest price in 3 years. It's been hammered. Great opportunity for deeper concerns. Yeah, they were one of the ones named as a security when Bittrex was sued. So it's been months. So that could be the reason why they have been more stagnant than others. Let's see. No, Atomic Wallet was hacked. I don't have Twitter and I was hacked. Are you sure? You sure at some point you didn't interact with a wrong site? Well, if that's the case, I'll do more research into it, but that's what I was covered. That's what was reported, and I'll do more research into it. Are you still bullish on Polygon now that SEC thinks it's security? I'm still bullish on Polygon. You cannot be bullish on Polygon because just look at how much traction they have. All the major brands have their NFT marketplace on Polygon. I mean, you can't ignore that. Starbucks, Nike, Reddit, all of their NFT marketplaces are on Polygon, right? So that means something. Now, I will say I'm quite surprised by Polygon's price action over the last 90 days. And I can't explain why they're down so much versus others. I can only speculate it's because a lot of the money went into like the L2s like Arbitrum. Maybe that's the reason. Apple's VR glasses is going to be the biggest flop in Apple's history. No one is going to pay $3,500 for that garbage. I mean, none of the glasses have done well, even before Meta. Microsoft came out with AR glasses. It bombed too. No one wants to wear, if you're, yeah, unless you're wearing glasses already, no one really wants to wear a headset. Okay, they're just, for many reasons, they're uncomfortable. They give you a headache. Your eyes are just not used to it. People just want to watch a TV or watch a screen, right? Not attach something in front of their eyeballs. It's not going to work, especially at that price point. The Oculus doesn't even work at $500. What makes Apple thinks $3,500 is going to make it work? Gamers rather spend that money and buy a really good PC with that. You could buy a really good gaming PC for $3,500. So it's going to be the biggest flop for Apple. It will not rocket. It will not. Let's see. Miami or Denver. I'm actually a game too because Jokic was just killing it once again. But they were down the whole game and they came back in the fourth. I didn't even watch the fourth. I'm actually surprised. I mean, it would be absolutely amazing. It would solidify Jimmy Butler's legacy if they actually win. Like, because he's taking a Heat team that really doesn't have a whole lot. Except Bam is good. Bam is good, but Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, all those guys. I mean, Kyle Lowry's old. I mean, if he actually wins a chip, that would solidify his legacy as being one of the best. He's always, in my eyes, Jimmy Butler has always just been like a okay star, not a superstar. But this season will prove it if he could win. If he could defeat Milwaukee single-handedly, and then he could defeat Denver single-handedly, yeah, then maybe he is really Jordan's son. What's the market? Today we are slightly in the green. Used car prices are falling and sales soften. Well, of course, I don't mind. I don't mind if used cars prices come down because they've been too elevated for way too long. .7% decline from April to May. That's okay. Yeah, but car loans are ridiculous these days. It's like 6-7% for a car loan. Of course, people are not going to buy a car when they're being sold for over MSRP and interest rates are so high. Look at this headline. Millionaires see market volatility, inflation among the biggest threats to wealth. Well, that's why we have Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin is the ultimate hedge against inflation. So, and it protects people from losing their buying power. And here's the thing. There's not enough Bitcoin to go around for all the millionaires on the planet. Think about that. All right, guys. Overall, stay strong. There's still a lot of FUD, still a lot of volatility. But if we are following this Wyckhoff pattern, then we will see very good days very soon coming up in the next few months. And plus, if Ripple wins, we may get even an earlier bonus because of it. All right. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.